excitement and emotion that can be found in no other sporting event. The NCAA tournament. The wait is finally over, the brackets are ready, and the drama of March Madness is about to begin. Hello everyone, I'm Greg Gumbel, and this is the NCAA Championship Basketball Selection Show, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. Joining me at the anchor desk, as always, my partner, Clark Kellogg. We're all set to show you the seedings and pairings, so get out your bracket sheet, get those pencils ready. Here are the basics. Of the 65 available tournament bids, 31 are automatically given to conference champions. The tournament committee hands out the remaining 34 bids on an at-large basis. An opening round game will take place on Tuesday night to narrow the field to 64 teams. But before we unveil the brackets for this season, here's a look at the final top 25 media poll of the season. The poll voters have had their say in the national rankings since November. The time has come to hand over the reins to the selection committee. We've seen them break away from the national rankings in the past, and it won't be long before we find out if the committee has done it again. It's time to talk about the topic that has a lot of players and coaches holding their breath right now, the NCAA tournament bubble. These are the 10 teams that aren't worried as much about where they'll be playing as if they'll be playing. Clark, who jumps out at you there?
The Boise State Broncos impressed me this year, but there were occasions when they seemed to lose focus for a game or two at a time, and those setbacks could be what keeps them out of the tournament.
Point well taken, but they're not the only team sweating it out right now.
The Kansas Jayhawks should be considered among the best of the major conference teams not holding an automatic bid, but there are plenty of non-power conference teams knocking on the door that may prevent them from getting an invitation.
I'm sure it's been a long week for those teams, but the wait's almost over. The NCAA Selection Committee has finished its meeting, and we're ready to unveil the top 4 seeds in this year's tournament. The Washington State Cougars are the top overall seed, and they will play in the Atlanta Regional. The Selection Committee differed with the media on who the #1 team in the country is, but the committee is the important one at this point. We'll soon see if their faith in this team is warranted. On to the second #1 seed, who will play in the Atlanta Regional. The Ohio State Buckeyes are seeking their second NCAA championship in school history. The Florida Gators are our third #1 seed, and they'll play in the Atlanta Regional. They return to the tournament after not making the field last year, so this will be a new experience for some of their younger players. And finally, our fourth #1 seed will play in the Atlanta Regional. The Boston College Eagles are in the tournament field as a #1 seed for the first time in the history of their program. Now, here's how the bracket shapes up.
The 1 seeds this year,
The #1 seeds have been assigned. In one
Washington State, they are, to me, the best team in the country right now. We'll see if they can prove it in this tournament.
In the other semifinal game, the winner of the Atlanta Regional will play the winner of the Atlanta Regional. Those games will be played on Saturday, April 4th. Then it'll be on to the national championship game on Monday night, April 6th. Anything shocking to you about those picks?
Not really. We talked all week about these 4 teams being the solid #1 seed, and I think the selection committee got it right. There isn't a whole lot of controversy with these picks.
So, with the #1 seeds out, first up, we take a look at the Atlanta Regional. The Washington State Cougars are the top seed, finishing at 28-4. In the Pac-10, they will take on the winner of the opening round play-in game between the Lafayette Leopards with 15 wins and the Prairie View Panthers from the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And now, the #8 seed, the Fresno State Bulldogs, come into the tournament first in their conference during the regular season and were semifinalists in their conference tournament. They're going to play the #9 seed, the North Carolina State Wolfpack, who were semifinalists in their conference tournament, finishing at 21-12. The Washington Huskies entered the field as the #4 seed from the Pac-10. This is their 21st appearance in the NCAA tournament in team history. They'll be getting ready to face the #13 seed, the Princeton Tigers. Finished the season with 18 wins. They're the regular season champion from the Ivy League. The Duke Blue Devils come in as the #5 seed, finishing at 24-10. And they will take on the 12th seed, the Cougars of the College of Charleston, from the Southern Conference, with 20 wins. Next up is the #2 seed, the Georgetown Hoyas, have established themselves as one of the best teams from the Big East. They'll be going up against the #15 seed, the Bowling Green Falcons, with 19 wins. This marks their 7th appearance in the NCAA tournament in the history of their school. Our #7 seed is from Conference USA. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights come into the NCAA tournament as winners of their regular season and conference tournament championship. They are going to play the number 10 seed, the Florida State Seminoles, who were semifinalists in their conference tournament, finishing at 19 and 14. The Texas Tech Red Raiders are in as the number 3 seed. They'll be taking on the number 14 seed, the Samford Bulldogs, with 17 wins. The Louisville Cardinals are in as the number 6 seed. They'll be taking on the number 11 seed, the East Carolina Pirates, with 18 wins. What a tremendous regional final we'd have in this bracket if the number 1 and 2 seeds here make it through the first 3 rounds unscathed. That could be one of the games of the tournament. Next up, we'll take a look. The Ohio State Buckeyes are the top seed, finishing at 31 and 6. In the Big Ten, they'll take on the Sacred Heart Pioneers, the number 16 ranked teams ever in the
First appearance ever for Sacred Heart.
The Michigan Wolverines are in as the number 8 seed. They'll be taking on the number 9 seed, the San Francisco Dons, with 21 wins. The Tennessee Volunteers come in as the number 4 seed, finishing at 20 and 9. They'll take on the 13th seed, the New Mexico State Aggies, from the America East Conference, with 16 wins. The Virginia Cavaliers enter the field as the number 5 seed from the ACC. This is their 24th appearance all-time in the NCAA tournament. They'll be getting ready to face the number 12 seed, the Fairfield Stags. Finish the season. Our number 2 seed is from the Pac-10. The Arizona State Sun Devils were rewarded for their outstanding play this season with an at-large bid and a ticket to the Big Dance. They're going to play the number 15 seed, the Loyola Marymount Lions, who came in first in their conference tournament, finishing at 20 and 10. Next up is the number 7 seed. The Oklahoma Sooners are the conference tournament champions from the Big 12. They'll be going up against the number 10 seed, the Nevada Wolfpack, with 23 wins. This is their 9th appearance in the NCAA tournament in school history. The Alabama Birmingham Blazers are in as the number 3 seed. They'll be taking on the number 14 seed, the Vermont Catamounts, with 20 wins. And now the number 6 seed, the Oregon Ducks, come into the tournament 5th in their conference during the regular season and were semifinalists in their conference tournament. They are going to play the number 11 seed, the Kansas State Wildcats, who were 5th in their conference. This bracket has the potential to give us a sensational matchup in the regional final if everything goes according to form and the top 2 seeds can survive the early round. On to our third one. The Florida Gators are the top seed, finishing at 26 and 5. In the SEC, they'll take on the North Florida Ospreys, the number 16 ranked teams in the
First appearance ever for North Florida.
Our number 8 seed is from the SEC. The South Carolina Gamecocks are on a hot streak, having just won their conference tournament championship. They're going to play the number 9 seed, the Iowa Hawkeyes, who were 4th in their conference, finishing at 17 and 12. The Southern Methodist Mustangs enter the field as the number 4 seed from the A-10 Conference. This will be their 14th appearance all-time in the NCAA tournament. They'll be getting ready to face the number 13 seed, the Virginia Commonwealth Rams. Finished the season with 21 wins. The Xavier Musketeers are in as the number 5 seed. They'll be taking on the number 12 seed, the Southern Utah Thunderbirds, with 24 wins. The Clemson Tigers are in as the number 2 seed. They'll be taking on the number 15 seed, the San Diego Toreros, with 14 wins. Next up is the number 7 seed. The Michigan State Spartans have established themselves as one of the best teams from the Big Ten. They'll be going up against the number 10 seed, the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, with 24 wins. This is their 15th appearance in the NCAA. And now the number 3 seed, the Oklahoma State Cowboys, come into the tournament first in their conference during the regular season and were losers in their first game at their conference tournament. They are going to play the number 14 seed, the Coppin State Eagles, who came in first in their conference tournament, finishing at 21 and 13. The North Carolina Tar Heels come in as the number 6 seed, finishing at 20 and 10. And they take on the 11th seed, the Utah State Aggies from the WAC. Some of the lower seeds in this bracket have the ability to not only compete with the high seeds, but win a few games. The potential for a Cinderella or 2 in this bracket is definitely there. And finally, let's have a look at the Boston College Eagles are the top seed, finishing at 23 and 7. In the ACC, they'll take on the Cleveland State Vikings, the number 16 ranked team. This marks their 4th appearance ever in the NCAA tournament. Next up is the number 8 seed. The UCLA Bruins have established themselves as one of the best teams from the Pac-10. They'll be going up against the number 9 seed, the West Virginia Mountaineers, with 21 wins. They return once more to the Barrett. The Villanova Wildcats are in as the number 4 seed. They'll be taking on the number 13 seed, the UC Irvine Anteaters, with 17 wins. The Alabama Crimson Tide come in as the number 5 seed, finishing at 22-10. And they will take on the 12th seed, the George Washington Colonial, from the Missouri Valley Conference, with 21 wins. The Pittsburgh Panthers enter the field as the number 2 seed from the ACC. This will be their 26th appearance all-time in the NCAA tournament. They'll be getting ready to face the number 15 seed, the Hawaii Warriors. Finished the season with 22 wins. They're the regular season and tournament champions from the Big Sky. And now the number 7 seed, the Houston Cougars, come into the tournament.
Big East title game rematch.
In their conference during the regular season, and were semifinalists in their conference tournament. They are going to play the number 10 seed, the Creighton Blue Jays, who came in first in their conference tournament, finishing at 24-10. The UNLV Runnin' Rebels are in as the number 3 seed. They'll be taking on the number 14 seed, the Texas Arlington Mavericks, with 17 wins. Our number 6 seed is from the SEC. The Kentucky Wildcats were rewarded for their outstanding play this season with an at-large bid and a ticket to the big dance. They are going to play the number 11 seed, the New Mexico Lobos, who came in first in their conference tournament, finishing at 20-9. On the surface, I'd have to say this regional might be the most difficult of the 4. Certainly the depth of quality teams here is very impressive. Whoever emerges from this bracket will have been through some battles. Clark, give us your take on the tournament's top 16 seeds.
The Villanova Wildcats definitely deserve a better seeding, Greg. I mean, they finished the year as the number 8 team in the country. I can't figure out why the committee slotted them as a 4th seed. The Boston College Eagles are probably the number 1 seed in my mind that is most vulnerable. If I had to pick one of the top seeds that's right for an upset, I have to say it's going to be them.
Now, let's bring the conference picture into focus. The ACC gets 7 teams. The Big East with 6, 5 out of the Pac-10. The SEC gets 5 teams. The Big Ten with 5 out of the Big 12.
It was really a terrific year for the teams in the WAC. They topped the non-power conferences with the number of bids they got, and it shows you how far this conference has come. They're becoming dominant at that level.
It's too bad we didn't see more small conference schools in the tournament. We showed you the bubble teams before. Now that we know who's in and who's out, what do you think of the selections, Clark?
The Kansas State Wildcats had a few quality wins this season that made them stand out above the other bubble teams. And that's probably how they punched their ticket to the tournament. Those wins over top 20 teams go a long way.
While they start prepping for their first round games, 5 teams on the other side of the page will be full-time students again.
The Arkansas Razorbacks just didn't do enough in the latter part of the season to warrant that bid. It's really too bad because I like a lot of the things they bring to the table, but I have no doubt they'll be back next year.
All right, Clark, now that we know all the teams and matchups, time to get the tournament underway and let the madness take over.
Greg, it's going to be a fantastic tournament. We've got an outstanding field and a lot of sensational players. I guarantee there are some memorable moments soon to come.